The next startup that will be pitching is Nastaya. Please, Chaitanya, please feel free to share your screen and let me know if you have any problem.
Yeah, definitely. Just sharing my screen.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Can everyone see my screen?
Uh, yeah, I think everyone should be able to see your screen. Let me know. Feel free to start whenever you're ready.
Awesome. Everyone, I'm Chaitanya Gulati. I'm the founder of Nasadya. And at Nasadya, we are working towards building clean, sustainable energy systems for the future by taking excess energy in the power grid and converting that into green hydrogen and oxygen. So the problem that we're trying to solve is that of overcapacity. So energy is overproduced, and that happens by design. And that mainly happens because of a supply-demand mismatch. And that problem is actually getting worse as we go along. And this is happening mainly because of renewable energy coming onto the grid, which is a more variable source of energy. The solar cell is only going to produce energy when the sun's there. Wind only is going to be when there's a good amount of wind. So this variable source of energy is being added to the grid at a very high rate. And what's really happening because of this is you in the last 6 years alone, we wasted about energy wastage has increased by 15%. And at the current rate that we're increasing, it's projected to get, to increase by 50%. Now, this is a problem because of three big reasons. One is the massive scale of the issue. So you've got $35 billion worth of excess energy getting wasted every year. And this is a simple calculation that you can get by looking at the amount of energy produced in a year, subtracting that the amount of energy consumed, multiplying that by the average rate, and also including curtailment into it. The other factor that makes it very dangerous is the fact that it even like slight amount of excess energy can cause massive brownouts and blackouts on the power grid. And that is why, power producers are very careful when it comes to, producing their energy and managing it. And mainly it is also really expensive to store. A big misconception people have when they think about energy storage in general is batteries, but like 96% of storage globally is done through pumped hydro, which is water going up the dams. And we've already maxed out that capacity. So we can't be like increasing our variability, we increasing our overcapacity, but we don't have any adequate solution for it. The current three big ways that excess energy is actually managed right now very inefficient and very counterintuitive, I would say. One big way utilities manage or power producers manage this issue is by taking excess energy, giving it to another plant, and asking them to not produce energy. So which doesn't seem very smart to me personally, and they don't like it either because they lose a lot of money managing it. Especially in California, they lose millions of dollars of energy because of this. The other is curtailment, where you've got a system operator, and that's how the power grid works in the country. You've got these federally managed bodies which tell power plants how much energy they can really put back into the grid. And whenever there's any risk of excess energy, it's the renewable power plants that go off first, and they lose their capacity of making money by selling the energy, which is a huge loss to them, and they're desperately looking for solutions. The other one is you just take a huge thick wire and you burn it, which again, is just like wasting wasting energy, burning money, I would say. Our solution is really simple. You take the excess energy, you convert it into green hydrogen and oxygen. So value proposition is essentially that we take a money-losing byproduct and convert it into two money-making co-products, green hydrogen and oxygen. So as you can see on the left-hand side, we've got renewable IPPs, which are the independent power producers, and we take theirs and sell that to sectors that desperately need hydrogen, that is petroleum refining, chemical refining, even the silicon chips that go into phones need hydrogen. For our technology, what enables us to do it. So electrolysis has been around for a long time. What really differentiates us is the fact that we've perfected our fuel cell, our like cell design, which provides us a huge efficiency and makes the green hydrogen production process economic. Now, I would say that there are already some companies in Europe that are trying to implement green hydrogen at scale to achieve things like this, but there's nothing right here in our country. And moreover, there's nothing like this business model that we're trying to implement as of this point. The other benefit that also comes in is with the efficiency increase with the novel reverse osmosis. For our product roadmap, we are currently we are in the prototyping stage as we speak. And as you can see, we plan to do some critical experiments and convert that into a scalable MVP by the end of the year. For our target market, I've already given you a brief idea about what the calculation process looked like. But the TAM is $35 billion. For the target market, the area that we're focusing on is West Texas and California. and that's about $10 billion. This is the business model. As I just explained, we take energy from IPPs, sell them to green hydrogen and oxygen. We do realize that we're not fully equipped to build our own machines and sell them, so we're definitely looking into partnership with manufacturing and distribution companies. Similarly, for the product roadmap, go-to-market strategy, we want to get partnerships and build relations for our pilot. The four big factors we've come across that our customers really care about are economic solution, and environmentally friendly, managing excess energy, and low-cost feedstock. And this is something we beat our customers at. Our team is really equipped to do this because of our background experiences. And our ask today is to get $600 to essentially help us with our prototyping. Thank you. I would love to entertain questions.
Thank you so much, Chaitanya. Judges can go ahead and ask questions.
Thanks, Chaitanya. I know your technology, it's in early stages, prototype stage, but do you have any indications so far on how, I assume selling hydrogen and oxygen is pretty price competitive. Do you know how competitive you'll be able to be in that market?
That's actually a great question, Daniel. Thank you for that. And we recently conducted a techno-economic analysis to come to value like a more accurate number around this area. So the average cost of green hydrogen is around $4 to $5, upwards of $4 to $5. But from our current calculations, we brought it down to 2.5, and this is mostly on our electrolysis process. A big chunk of it that we haven't included into this is going to be distribution. So even assuming that distribution is 100% addition to the cost, we would still be price competitive with the hydrogen that's out there. And I know last time we spoke, it was pretty clear that we're still in the early stages. But I think with the additions to the team from the product end, we've really made some good headway and have some good numbers around what's really happening and how we're going about this.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Awesome.
Chaitanya, why did you choose California and West Texas as your go-to market?
That's actually another good question. So for our go-to-market, the two critical things that are really important are abundant excess energy, and the other is a very close proximity consumption of hydrogen. And that also addresses Daniel's question about our cost of transportation and things like that. So we realized that it would be much easier to start with those two markets because they are the ones that desperately need energy management, because they're the ones that are biggest in renewable energy adoption, because of which their excess energy, as you can see, even in our market size, it's $10 billion out of the $35 billion TAM. So they are really huge in terms of that, and and also in terms of energy technology adoption, they are much more active. So these factors made it, the preferred market entry point for us.
And so I can imagine maybe this could be pretty capital intensive to take from prototype to full implement. How much capital do you think it requires to get this on the market?
So that's a very good question, and that really depends on what kind of partnerships we're able to secure and what their quotes are. So I wouldn't be able to give you a more accurate number in terms of the cost that really needs to go into get our product in the market. But we do have a good idea of what really needs to get done to help us build a prototype that can help us land the partnerships, which would take away the huge cost that is the capital cost that really goes into doing this. So the kind of companies we are actually trying to partner with are big engineering procurement construction companies like Bechtel and others. Like they are the ones Bechtel build the Hoover Dam. So things like capital cost, high capital costs aren't really issues for them. It's mostly like getting access to such technology that we are planning to be their partners with and really supply them with technology, because we are in an energy transition and companies like Bechtel are looking for ways to enter such markets. So we think that would be relatively easy in terms of building that partnership with them. But we do think we would need around, close to $200,000 to get MVP that is realistic, I would say. That can at least help us secure a pilot.
Hey, Chaitanya, one more. What do you have a patent on this? What is preventing other companies from doing what?
Definitely. So we've spoken to a couple of IP attorneys, and we're actually in the process of filing a provisional patent, and we're working with a patent attorney up in Chicago to help with this process. So we do see the two big things that really that differentiate us is definitely one is the business model play, and the fact that we're relatively early in a different solution in the American market at least. And the other is the technology innovation, which is what we're trying to protect ourselves from. So our assumption is once we have our tech secured, that would be good enough barrier. And if we're early and we move fast, we should be able to also land in our partnerships to build further barriers.
Thank you so much, Chaitanya, and judges too. We're going to be moving on to the next startup, which is Bubbles. So
thank you so much for your
please feel free to share your screen, the team from Bubbles.
Yeah, so actually we're not going to go with a presentation for this one. We just wanted to make it a little bit, I suppose, more personal. But hi, my name is Vijay. I'm the Vice President of Business Development at Bubbles, and I'll be the primary person pitching today. In terms of what our problem is, I'm so sorry.
My name is Yash. I'm a CS student at UI.
Yeah. In terms of what our primary problem is, while the students at the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign during the years 2020 and 2021, we are well aware of how awful online university and online events are right now. And after her winning the 54th Startup Weekend pitch event and the Forge and getting to the final round of Forge 2020, we really felt like we had a good direction going with us. But one thing that we heard a lot of before we decided to go into the market and create our own product was from investors who were really concerned about what the actual value add would be. Specifically, what features would we add to the product that would markedly transform the experience for an event organizer? So we really focused when we started creating the product on just implementing those features. But when we actually launched our product and showed it to a few of our stakeholders, showed it to a few of our mentors, most of them said that, yeah, sure, the features were great, but they'd never used the product in a million years because, frankly, it wasn't a nice product to use. And a lot of people, quite simply, aren't willing to use a product that makes them or their customers feel worse. So in order to change this, we've decided to restructure our prioritization model, and we've decided to restructure our goals as well. Our primary goal right now is to make attending virtual events worth it. Our key stakeholder in this is obviously the event organizers, and we've identified their three key problems. First, what is the cost to the business? What is the literal cost? Is it a subscription model? Does it cost me $100, $1,000, more or less? And perhaps also, how is it going to affect my bureaucracy? Is my company actually going to accept this product? The second thing that they're concerned about is, what is my experience going to be? How much do I actually have to learn about this product? How long is it going to take me to set up my first event? Is it easier or harder to do things that I would be able to do on other platforms? And the third thing that they're really concerned about is, quite simply, what are other people going to think about this event? Remember that event organizers don't create events for themselves. They're really concerned about the actual impact on their attendees, the actual impact on other people who might be presenting. And if that has a negative impact, well, then they'd be highly concerned about that. In order to attack these different areas, we've come up with three key product goals. The first is what we call zero friction, more or less that we want to lower the amount of a learning curve as much as possible. The second is what we call high customizability. Essentially, we want to give the event organizer almost total control over their event. What is the background going to be? Where are different things going to be placed? And finally, we want to give event organizers simple insights into the rooms before they join. How many people are in the room? Are people actually talking? Our solution, more or less, is a highly visual interpretation of an event. Essentially, you'd be able to jump into a web page, see all the different rooms inside of an event, some key insights about it, as I explained earlier, like how many people are in the room, and then be able to jump in and jump out of rooms very easily. Currently, we're trying to find our first beachhead market and our first few users. After that, we'll start going towards a more aggressive expansion strategy. Our first few users we're targeting in the university environment, because frankly, it's the lowest hanging fruit. But our total market size is relatively big. Analyzed before the COVID-19 pandemic, our total market size was over $13 billion in terms of online event ticket sales. And the projected growth rate was at about 10%. We really think that this is a great idea that has a lot of things going behind it. And we also think that we're going in the right direction, especially how we're trying to change our internal management such that it focuses not on what we think is the right idea, but what the actual value on the consumer is going to be. If you have any questions or want to talk to us a little bit more, check us out after this pitching event in our room. Thank you. Oh, and one other thing. We'll jump into the questions real quick, but I'll also have Suyash share his screen to show our product as it stands right now and a sample bulb board based on the event we're in right now. Sorry. Yeah, we can jump into questions, by the way.
Yeah, thank you so much. The judges can go ahead and ask their questions.
So Vijay, is this like is this like a audio product or a video product? Am I joining this event like I joined this session on Zoom, or I'm still not clear?
Yeah, so again, one thing that I should mention is that one of our key goals is to provide as much customizability as possible. We initially saw it as just a visual product, so you'd be able to jump into your own Zoom room, basically a video meeting with somebody else. But obviously you'd have the option to have text-only rooms and be able to show that to attendees going in beforehand. One thing I should also mention is that we don't use our own video service. So if you click on any one of the bubbles, you'd be able to join into a Zoom room. Google Meets is something we're looking at in the future. And Jitsi is also, you might not have heard of it, but it's something we're also implementing.
Is your primary target colleges right now, you said?
Yeah, mostly universities in Illinois, just because we think that we can get our first few users here and kind of validate our product here because it's just the lowest hanging fruit.
What are the alternatives that those universities are using right now for such events, and how are you different from them?
Yeah, so we more or less categorize our competition into 3 different categories. One is what we call, I suppose, generic competition. So Zoom, kind of like the event we're in right now. If people jump into Zoom rooms, have their different events, have breakout rooms for the same sort of thing we're doing, et cetera, et cetera. There's also things we call, I suppose, more niche competitors, where they're targeting a much more niche market. It's a little bit harder to explain, but things like Gather, if you've ever heard of it, and a couple others I'm forgetting off the top of my head right now. But the more broad general competition that's, I suppose, a little bit more concerning to us is things like Hopin.2 and Remo.co, similar with Run the World. I'm not sure if you've ever heard of them, but yeah, those are our main competitors.
Vijay, what's your business model?
Yeah, so obviously for our very, very start off, as I mentioned, we're just going to look for a beachhead by getting a first couple users. But in general, we're looking to have more or less a viral method of growth. So you jump into an event on Bubbles, you think it's pretty cool, or you hear about somebody else in Bubbles or has used Bubbles, and then you want to use that yourself. And in terms of how we'd be pricing this, we're looking at a subscription model with 2 different ways of doing it. For smaller and medium-sized events, you'd want to have a more monthly type model because it'd be a little bit cheaper and it'd be a little bit easier while also providing a lot more customer loyalty. But for larger organizations specifically, you'd want to have much longer subscriptions. So we're mostly looking at a half-year to a year subscription, and that has 2 main advantages. First of all, it's obviously the customer loyalty part of it, but also there's a sunk cost fallacy because obviously a year-long subscription is quite a bit more expensive than a month-long subscription. So it'd be a little bit harder to justify getting rid of that cost as well, but it would also be a little bit harder to justify adding that cost.
Vijay, have you done the cost analysis for how much does it take to get this going for, say, 100 or 1,000 users?
We haven't done anything extraordinarily specific because we're still in early days of using Amazon Web Services. But what I can tell you is from the couple events, more or less family-friendly things that we've had so far, between 15 and 30 users, we've barely even gotten through $1 of AWS credits. And since we're not using our own video type software and we're not necessarily collecting a whole lot of data, there's not a whole lot on the back end in that front. It'd be more if we wanted to hire interns or that sort of thing.
Much. It was thank you, Bobble, for pitching and answering all the questions. Before we move on to next, just a heads up for the rest of the audience. I know there are a lot of people who are interested in pitching in learning more about these startups, as well as asking them questions. After the startup pitch competition, we have an hour-long showcase where you can go to the breakout rooms, ask these startups questions, and learn a lot more about them. Thank you so much. So we're now going to move on to the next startup, which is Wix.com. Please feel free to share your screen and let me know if you have any other questions.
Thank you, Manav. Sorry for the delay. Do you see my screen?
Yeah, you're good to go. You can just open up your presentation and we can start the time.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. Let me introduce Wix, voice user interfaces for all. Do you know what is the difference between blind lady, mountaineer, and my grandma? They all need voice user interfaces on the websites and mobile applications because they can't access them. In the time of accessibility regulations and COVID-19, we develop platform as a service that provides voice user interface for your startup, website, mobile app. We democratize voice technologies, generate big voice data. Our solution is simple, quick, and affordable. What would you do if you knew that 1 billion people could not access your website? It's 15% of the world population who have some sort of disability. That's why there is web accessibility laws and policies that makes company satisfy accessibility requirements. Let me show our solution. This is our MVP. Hi.
Hello, I'm a vui, voice user interface.
Sign me in.
Sounds good.
This is a self-service account. Users can test their voice user interfaces, build a new one. There is documentation and it's possible to analyze requests to voice interfaces. Let me show you some examples. This is an example of a website. Show me form.
Let's fill out the form.
Fill out the form.
What is your given name?
Artyom.
What is your family name?
Arakcheev.
Are you male or female?
Male.
Is it small, medium, or large size?
Medium.
What would you like to tell about yourself?
I am good.
What is your decision about terms and conditions?
I agree.
Should I send a form with Artem, Arakcheev, male, medium, good, agree?
Yes, please.
Great. I submitted a form with first name Artem, last name Arakcheev, male gender, medium size, about text is good, and agree with terms and conditions.
Current HTML and voice over accessibilities are not user-friendly, and building good voice user interface is hard, slow, and very expensive, requires knowing more than 10 technologies, years, and tens to hundreds of thousands USD. And with Vuix platform as a service, it is simple, quick, and affordable. Only requires one technology, day to integrate, and hundreds of USD. The serviceable obtainable market is evaluated from 5 million to 100 million, and total voice market is evaluated to grow by 27.2 billion by 2025 year. Our product plan includes registering a company, improving our platform, and launching version 1. We have some milestones with a different amount of new users and API request costs. Our go-to-market strategy, including building awareness, inbound as well as outbound marketing through different sales channels such as digital marketplaces. We have a team of 4 people, 3 MBA students, 2 software engineers, 2 project managers from different industries. Our business model is that we are partnering with cloud providers and blind associations. We do R&D, marketing, and sales. We have virtual companies that propose accessibility value to our customers through the self-service. We advertise through different channels and having multi-sided platforms. The cost structure is cost-driven, and revenue streams, we generate revenue from subscription fees and negotiation.
Thank you so much for the presentation. We're going to move on to questions now.
Yeah.
Joyce can feel free to ask questions.
Hey, Artem. This was a very detailed presentation. Good
you.
job on that.
Thanks.
If I was a website, how do I use this?
Very easy. There is documentation available on our website that provides detailed instruction how to integrate it. So if you go to the website, we have examples, we have instruction, and we have references on the integration component, so they are clickable. We can go to the NPM package manager, and there is more documentation available inside of the self-service account.
So you mentioned different users. I think consumer user or consumer subscriptions, but also enterprise subscriptions. And can you just explain the difference? I was under the impression that enterprise might use this to build out a voice user interface that then anybody could come and use. Maybe that is, but just can you break that down for me?
Yeah, sure. The subscriptions are different in the amount of user requests to our platform. So the personal website will make a smaller amount of requests, like for example, like 5,000. But enterprise would need to make like hundreds of thousands or millions of requests. That's why we have different subscription plans and different price for them.
Gotcha, that makes sense.
Artem, do you see this at some point as I know you're going to these organizations, but do you see this as a part of the operating system accessibility settings at one point where things could just be automated? Have you looked at that?
Yes, we assume that our Vuix platform could be integrated to the operating system. Basically, it could be integrated to any software, and with Vuix there will be advantage that this solution would be across platform, so the same voice user interface code would work for Windows, for Linux, for macOS, and currently those operating systems have speech recognition and speech synthesis, but they are depends on that exact platform. And here we have cross-platform solution.
Do you currently have any customers who are using this?
We have some small amount of beta testers. We don't have paid customers, but we have some potential customers.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Daniel.
Just curious, what the feedback been from the beta testers, and then what are your next steps?
Sorry, could you repeat about beta testers?
You mentioned you have some beta users right now. I'm just curious if you know what their feedback is on the platform, like what their usage has been like, or any comments they may have made, and then what are your next steps?
Yeah, the feedback that platform works, that it was tested on some small websites, and the next steps would be we have many of them. So here is like some simple roadmap. We need to register a company for starting servicing customers. It will be a virtual company, so we will need to hire a team and run marketing and sales campaign. So we actually need more beta testers for our platform to make it to develop our technology further and receive more of the feedback. And then also we want to make the platform.
I'm sorry to cut you off, but we're a minute over time.
Okay.
Thank you so much for your pitch. There is a question on the chat, so if you get time, feel free to put the answer down in the chat after you stop screen sharing. But thank you so much once again for your pitch.
Thank you.
We're going to move on to the next startup, which is Coin Funding. So please feel free to share your screen and we can continue.
Hi, let me share my screen. Can you see my...
Yeah, we can see your screen.
Great,
feel free to
awesome.
start whenever you're ready.
Great. Before I start, I just want to thank you guys for this opportunity. And also thanks, Daniel. We are on other project. Daniel is our advisor. So Daniel, glad to meet you here. And so, yeah. Can I start now?
Yeah, go ahead, start please.
Okay, great. Hi, my name is Jay Liu, an IMB student at the UIUC. Today, I'm presenting you the Coin Funding project. My team includes other 5 IMB students with different industry domain expertise. Do you know we are still in national coin shortage as declared by Federal Reserve at the peak of COVID last year? Besides the systematic weakness, coins are also cumbersome in use and expensive to mint and deploy. For over 60 billion number of cash payments occurred annually. It also hinders 1 out of 4 US households who depends on cash to carry out their daily life. We propose coin funding to solve this challenge and beyond. It manages coin balance accessible anytime and anywhere with AI-based intuitive user interface for exercise. And also at the back end, we employ blockchain and on-cloud computing to provide the scalability for reach out the massive data processing power. We only need SMS-enabled cell phone. which is deeply penetrated in the in billions of population today. And that means we can reach out to vast majority of the population to create this digital finance inclusiveness for everyone, not only for the population can afford smartphone. And for example, coin funding lets merchants like 7-Eleven stores speed up point of service processing and eliminate the handling of physical coins. It also helps merchants to break down their donation budget at the transaction level associated with customers' social cause and brand loyalty together. With a small fraction of fees, we bring consumer, merchants, coin funding all together and make a profit savings for everyone. Our value proposition is to achieve the financial inclusiveness at this digital time. Drop the physical coin, but maximize its value. Help merchants to speed up point of service and make the whole economy more robust and secure. Our revenue model is a very tiny charge for each transaction, but collectively we're reaching out to potential 2.3 billion market. And we also employ a freemium model to provide actual service and making profit on that. Our first alpha is based on the AI gateway and the cloud ready, and move on to the next phase for our proprietary optimized blockchain solution with the intuitive biometric-based AI interface. Our financial projection, we trying to take off in 12 months. We analyzed our potential competitor with all digital like Venmo or existing cash behavior, and we found in many perspectives we are advanced. And I have a short video I can play, and let's see if I can do that. Can you see that screen?
Okay. We can see your presentation. By the way, 30 seconds left.
That's okay. I can leverage that.
I'm sorry to cut you off, but we're already over time. So thank you so much. We're going to move on to questions from the judges.
Sure, please.
What problem are you solving? Or who's your target customer, and what problem of theirs are you solving?
Right. We're trying to solve the inefficiency here, where the cash payments is vastly over 25% of the whole consumer transaction are cash based. And there is the inefficiency here around the coin, because if you think about it's very efficient handling the dollar bill, the paper bill, but very inexpensive, inefficiency and expensive handling the physical coin. And we're trying to solve that in this digital age and provide the benefit for all the stakeholders.
I had a question for you. So is the idea that without using coins, you could somehow do some SMS messaging and have the coin portion of it handled digitally between you and the merchant through your company?
Yes, we're basically saying this cumbersome has been there for probably thousands of years. But in this digital age, we can solve it finally very cheaply because technology-wise, cell phone SMS message enabled cell phone are vastly penetrated into the population. And also we can make it very cheap processing the data in the optimized blockchain solution where we provide the independence of each node each customer is an independent node in the blockchain solution. So nobody would be threatened saying, okay, another party in the network will overpower them because everybody is equal, and we can solve that with very economically and making money overall. Thank you.
Yeah, there has been something like this done with Bluetooth and a smartphone with a company called PayRange, and they, I think, do it in laundromats and arcades and jukeboxes where coins are still heavily used because the hardware requires coins. So is your technology SMS? I have two questions. Have you thought of smartphones with Bluetooth using an app? And second is, do you have a patent on this technology, like using SMS?
Yeah, our focus is more at optimize the blockchain solution and biometric-based AI interface for user to provide intuitive access. We want to achieve the user experience that user do not need to change their cash behavior, which they learn since their young age. And they don't need to change that, but we simplify it. And the reason I'm emphasizing this is we don't need a smartphone is because this solution is anything the user can get. Is a cell phone is enough. And even if in the simply form, even not need to cell phone, user, they can speak, they can call a phone number, and we can get them in.
Okay. Do you have a patent on this?
We are working on patent, but we're also working on the trademark.
Okay.
Thank you so much for your time and for pitching today as well as answering all the questions. We're going to move on to the final and last pitch by Smartphone. And judges, I know we're going a little bit over time. I hope that's okay. But this is the last pitch.
Thank you, Manav, for inviting Smartphone to pitch today. And thank you so much for the judges. I'm going to start the presentation now. Can everyone see my screen?
Yeah, everyone can see your screen. You're good to start pitching.
Okay. So hi guys, we're Smartphone. Now I'm going to start off with a pitch. I'm going to start off with a story to explain to you what we do. So I'm going to talk about my friend Justin here. He's here with us today. So I think around before coming to college, Justin was trying to work out. He was trying to look good while he was working out. But now Justin's a beginner, so he didn't really know what he was doing. And he's a student about to go to college, so he wanted to save up some money, can't afford a personal trainer. And he's a beginner, so he's basically clueless about what kind of exercises he's doing. Now, while working out, Justin managed to injure himself. Now, Justin came to me with this problem, and then we together thought of this solution for an app, which basically what it does is it uses your phone's camera to give you feedback on your posture while you're working out in real time. So now, say for example, I were to be doing some sort of exercise, right? And I'm trying to do a plank. I can just rest my phone against a wall, use my phone camera, and it tracks my body while I'm doing this plank. Now, I don't know how I'm doing it. Maybe my hips are just a little bit too high. So my phone will just tell me, I think your hips are a bit too high. You might want to just lower them a bit, not injure yourself. So that's essentially what Smartphone does. Now, it's just a phone app. It's very simple to set up. It's like a personal trainer in your pocket, which is what we call ourselves. So now one of the reasons why I think it's really important for something like this to happen right now is because number one, Smartphone is really essential for people who don't want to come in close contact with personal trainers. because of the COVID pandemic, because of social distancing. It is also extremely useful for people who are trying to work out at home, who don't know where to start, who are afraid of injuring themselves. So it really helps with those aspects of working out. It takes away the fear of working out, also tells you what to do. So you get a personal trainer without paying the extra cost, and you also get someone to tell you what you're doing. Now, our product plan right now is that we're basically developing our product. We are making good progress in our development. We're in the process of getting a trademark. Now, I think to explain our market, I would say that our market could start off with number one. A TAM can kind of elaborate on everyone who basically has a mobile app. Number two, I think our SAM can mostly elaborate on people who basically do use mobile apps to work out, because we know not everyone is going to use a mobile app to work out. And our SOM would be using our competitor analysis to kind of figure out what kind of a market there is. And our go-to-market strategy would be to kind of partner with gyms. We partner with gyms we're going to start off with partnership with gyms in our surrounding area, such as the ARC in Cersei, which I'm sure many U of I students know about, to kind of encourage working out well without injuring yourself. Anybody who's gotten an injury knows how bad of a setback it can be when you're injured. You could, at the very least, you take time off work, and at the worst, you can't work out for another couple of months. Now, to talk about a competition, so basically, I'm sure maybe you've heard about it. There are these home devices such as like Tune on Home Gym and Mirror Home Workout, which kind of are like these $2,000, $3,000 devices, which do basically the same thing. They use a camera, and they give you feedback on your posture while you're working out. Our other competitor is YouTube. So people would often look at videos on YouTube to search how to do exercises. But those exercises don't really tell you what you're doing wrong. They just show you what to do. They don't really explain to you what you're doing and how you're doing it. Now, our other two competitors are Exer and PowerMove. So Exer AI is still in development as well. Now, they have a website which kind of explains what they do, and they are involved with physical therapy and posture feedback as well. But they don't have a product yet. Not many people know about it. So we hope to move fast to capture the market and to have a good stronghold in the market. Now I'm going to let my friend Justin, who's also part of my startup, talk about our business model. Justin, are you there? It seems to me there has been some, yeah.
Okay, sorry, my mic wasn't working, yeah. So this is just our business model. It just goes over a few things that we have already gone over. I guess some key things are, the value proposition, just like reasons why it would be useful to customers. So it's portable because it can be used in the gym, at home, outside, which is pretty useful nowadays just because of COVID. A lot of people aren't able to get the exercise at the places they want. So it's nice to have a portable kind of personal trainer. And then it's also affordable, as Shreyas went over, compared to our competitors. And we're also...
I'm sorry to stop you. Justin, I'm sorry to stop you. We're on time by 20 seconds. I hope that's okay. I'm going to let the judges ask questions now. And
okay. Yeah.
Hey, thanks for your pitch.
Thank you.
On your competition slide, where would you place your team where would you place SmartForm on here?
Our team would be mostly placed around the same area as Exer AI. Since Exer AI doesn't itself have a pricing strategy or any such product release, we can't really give a competitive analysis in terms of price for Exer AI. But compared to other workout apps, we will be pricing ourselves at around $5 a month, which is what most other workout apps are kind of doing right now. So I would say it would be somewhere after YouTube and somewhere between Exer AI and YouTube.
Gotcha. And I'm not sure if I missed it. I know you had some screenshots at the beginning, but what's the status of your app? Like, is it built? What stage is it at?
So currently, we're using this technology, which basically uses a computer vision machine learning library. Our technology is currently it uses the TensorFlow libraries that are being developed by Google. Our app is still in development processes. Up until now, we've been able to track body parts, body movements, etc. We are in the middle of kind of posture correction and voice feedback. So we don't have a prototype out yet, but we expect to have one by the middle of the summer, sometime around that.
Suresh, when you actually scale, AI cost is a fundamental cost for your cost for per customer. What does that look like for an average person who works out, say, 3 times a week? Or I don't know what your analysis on average user is, but what's the cost per user per month?
Okay. So I would say one of our main costs that's going to be, which per every user would be, first of all, we need a database. We need data storage to handle profile information. In terms of AI, since we're making use of a library that is not being developed by ourselves, we're already using a library that has been developed. There is not much cost to that. Number 3, I would say one of our other main costs is going to be to market to gyms, to market to personal trainers, to reach out to customers. And our target customer would be someone who's, say, around the ages of 16 to 24, who's just trying to start working out.
Is your AI processing happening on the app using the phone's processor or on the cloud?
No, it's happening on the phone's processor. So it uses a library. Right. Thank you so much for your question. Yeah.
How do you defend against competition? Something like this with the, I don't know if you're assuming the computer vision may not be technically difficult. So how do you defend your place in the market?
So currently there hasn't been much development in terms of making a mobile app for this market. Our main competition, as I said, were Exit AI and PowerMove, but neither of them really have a solid product. Like Exit AI is in the middle of making a product, so they don't have any stronghold in the market yet. So there has been no need to defend yet because there is no product on the market that is actually scalable and has been marketed enough to be available to the masses. So that is why we want to move quickly enough to capture the sizable market in regions which are accessible by college students. So like we're going to target campus towns like U of I itself and other college towns around the country.
We also kind of hope to be above those by implementing different features such as the social feature I was talking about before. So pretty much we're going to be able to add friends and you can keep track of what kind of workouts your friends are doing. So hopefully features like these could put us above other companies as well.
Thank you so much for all the questions and answering all the questions. We really appreciate the time. This was our final pitch. So thank you so much for everyone who pitched today, as well as thank you so much to the judges. Before we do move into the breakout rooms and the showcase, Shreyas, do you mind stop speaking? Yeah. I would love for the judges to just say a few words about the startups, any advice that you might have for the startups, and something that they should keep in mind as they move forward. Daniel, you could go first, and then probably good for you.
I'd say well done, everyone. I think there's some well thought out pitches, some unique problems. I think I would just encourage everyone to really drill down on your value proposition, be very specific on your target customer, know exactly the problem you're solving, why you're solving it in a better way than your competition, and why that allows you to create a sustainable business around that.
Mana, I'll go next. So congratulations to all the teams. You've put in a lot of work on this. The presentations were beautiful. The problems that you are solving are real. A few areas to improve. I think one area I would definitely think about is look at cost model for scale, because while you are working on problems that solve you one or two or 10 users, problems at scale will expose some of the issues you might have in your model. For example, AI costs can scale pretty rapidly. And then second is focus on distribution. You might have a great product or an idea, but think about how that idea propagates through different channels and how you're going to distribute it. There are a lot of websites and podcasts and sessions on Clubhouse that you can listen to and learn all of this. This is the age of abundance. So once you have an idea, you can use all the resources and distribute it pretty well. But I would focus on those two.
Thank you so much for your time once again, both Daniel and Kapil. We really appreciate it. But to continue, we're going to move on to the showcase. All the tasks are going to be put into the individual breakout rooms, and the audience will be able to move around, ask any questions. The same goes for the judges. If you would like to stay back and learn more about any of these startups, ask any more questions, feel free to do so. I do even have a separate room for the judges, just so that I just wanted to ask a few questions individually towards the end. But thank you so much once again. I'm just going to assign the breakout rooms, and everyone should be able to move around. Give me 1 second. Okay. I just opened all of the rooms. Everyone should be able to move around and join their respective breakout rooms.
I cannot do that.
Oh, you can't see the option. Let me just see that. Hold on. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to do this again. Sorry. Okay, just gonna have to wait a second. Was no one able to see the option? Okay, sorry about that. Just gonna have to wait 20 seconds before I do it. Alice, would you know how to do the breakout room so that everyone can move around freely?
Hey Manav, does it require you to have like a premium account to do breakout rooms?
Oh yeah, I think I figured it out. I just didn't let. Yeah. Okay. I think this should work. Open all rooms. Okay. I think this should work. Can everyone try if it works now?
Okay, quick question. Yeah. So for, let's say I'm pitching one of the project coin founding. Should I stay in one room for others to join me, or I should move around for?
You can move around. It's just that try to stay in your breakout room for as long as possible, because someone might come there and ask questions about your startup. So
okay,
that'd be my suggestion. If you have someone else from your team who can stay.
Hey, how are you?
Hi, Vijay. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing as good as I can be, I suppose.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
I thought your product was really cool. I saw you were also in COZAD. And I wasn't able to reach out then, but I went to your website beforehand, didn't really understand what it was, but I thought especially the start of it, when you when you started using your product and had it fill in the form, I thought that was awesome. And I, just wanted to say hi.
Yeah, thank you for your feedback. I'm very happy to hear that.
May I ask, who are you beta testing with? You don't have to give me specifics, but were you is there anything place you were targeting for your beta testers? Do you know what your I suppose beachhead market would be? I'm curious.
Well, yeah, good question. I have some amount of beta testers. So I after I created the platform, I was talking to some people who might be interested, and they sign up. So they provided some minimal amount of feedback, but actually I really need more of the beta testers here on the platform to get more feedback from them. And yeah, basically that's it.
Yeah, and I would assume for your, I guess, product specifically, it'd be a little bit harder to get feedback per, I suppose, website because only so many people are going to be using Weeks. Did I say that right?
Yeah, they each owner of website or developer of website or some company could just integrate it, and then we have a kind of a part of the website is a communication application for communications with customers. So basically, they can just contact us here or from their account. So we will be able to provide them some assistance on how to set up the platform, or maybe fix something if they need to fix something for them, or maybe just help them to integrate it or develop it or something. Does it answer your question?
I suppose for the most part, I think one of the things especially when you're presenting your product, I was just kind of impressed by how technically skilled you were.
Well,
I'm not too far into software. I barely do anything, but I thought your skill in creating this platform is just absolutely amazing. The only thing I was concerned about is just if I'm website XYZ, especially if I'm non-technical, or maybe if I'm if I don't really care about the community that needs some sort of voice control service. How would you sell to somebody like that? Again, if you don't have an answer to that, that's completely all right. You're not at the point where, or at least I don't think you're at the point where you necessarily need to go over after every single website in existence, just the people who would be beta testers, the people who would be interested in your product. But that was something that I was a little concerned about.
Yeah, thanks for how skilled I am is that I basically implemented the most part of this platform by myself. So I software engineers with 15 years of experience. So, and how to sell that platform? Actually, I see some jobs on platforms for freelancers like Upwork. So I was invited on a job like this to implement a voice user interface for a company. So basically, we can just see the demand for the voice user interface technology, and we can respond to that. And also we could kind of talk to some people who have websites or who have mobile application on any IoT devices, or anything that can be in smart home or digital factory. We could just show them the technology, and basically we start talking about accessibility features and about serving those types of users who have either busy hands or who can't who can type or who can't click the mouse or who can't read, but those people could talk or those people could just hear something from the website. So basically this is main point.
All right, I have to jump back to my own room now, but I just wanted to say hi, learn a little bit about you. Again, saw you at COSAT, didn't get the chance to say hi, but yeah, great meeting you.
Thank you very much.
And of course, yeah, reach out to me if you like want to have any more advice from me if you want. Obviously, right. Always willing to help somebody else at UIUC.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you so much. It was very nice talking to you. Thank you for your questions and for your feedback.
All right, thank you.
Right, yeah, we can talk later.
Hello.
Hi, Alice.
I was also very impressed by your pitch.
Thank you.
So I have like a little bit of experience with like web development, and I've definitely like had some, well, I guess like just a little bit of exposure to implementing accessibility features.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was kind of wondering, like, do your features just like, it's like integrated into the website itself?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like website specific, and then they would implement it like within their code. Is that correct?
Yeah, it can be integrated to any website or any mobile application. We have different examples here. Like for example, this is the most simple. If some company or like someone have a website, he can just write a simple code of the voice user interface on our platform here in the user account. Here is builder, and here is how the most simple interface looks like. So basically this code can be inserted to the platform here. We can create a new one, we can insert it here, and then we have we can build it, and then we have an integration component which is documented here. Basically, with help of this integration component, this voice assistance could be added to any website. So just need to copy some code from it to the code of the website and set up the API key from the platform.
Yeah. It looks very, how long or like what was the process like setting all this up? I'm really curious about that.
Sorry, how you ask how long is the process of creating it?
Yeah, what was the process like throughout when you were trying to create this application?
So the process is to first sign up to the Vuix account, and then here is a self-service when you can write the code of any voice user interface. Like here is a documentation.
And then like while you were building this whole thing, like what made you think about building this particular accessibility feature and the process of like starting from scratch and having all of this done now?
The process starting it from scratch is just need to go to the vuix.com. And here we have a simple instruction how to get started. So the 5 steps. So basically need to sign up, then need to build interface with using our integration component. then need to get the API key. It's available in settings, and then integrate the package to your website or mobile application or IoT device, like for example to the website, and then we always available here to answer any questions that you might have, so we can guide you through the process and just kind of provide simple instructions like do one, do second, do third, and answer all the questions on the way. And also, if for example for companies who don't have their own like engineers or developers who can't implement it by themselves, we provide the development and integration services, so basically we can do it by ourselves.
It looks very well developed.
Thank you, Alice, for your feedback. I'm very happy to hear it.
Yeah, I think I'll go check out some of the other ones. But thank you
so
for answering
much.
my question.
Thanks. Have a nice day.
You too.
Thanks.
Hey, how are you doing today?
Hi, Manav. Very good, very good. Thank you. And how are you?
I'm great. By the way, great pitch. I really love the product. And your website looks really good. So congratulations on that end.
Thank you.
Seems to be doing great. And the pitch worked out really well too. So
I'm very happy to hear.
I'm happy. Yeah, I'm happy to. Plus, I think the demo was a great addition. So good job on that end. Is there anything else, any feedback that you might have, or just wondering how your experience was? It is the first time for us as in a virtual event, so I hope it was all right.
Well, I think you are doing well in your first time. Thank you so much for organizing this event, and especially in the time before the COSAT semifinals, because it like really helps to prepare, and like the feedback from the judges and from the all the like people who attended the breakout room is also very useful, and it like set up minds on what can be asked later. And thanks for telling us more about the engineering open house. Do I pronounce it right? It's engineering open house.
Engineering. That's it.
Yeah.
But thank you so much. We're gonna announce the awards in less than 10 minutes. So stick around for that. And thank you so much for coming once again.
Yeah, thank you. I wish you have more and more events in future and grow to bigger organizations with more pitches, more visitors, and good luck.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Thank you. Bye bye.
everyone, we're just going to wait for a few more seconds until the breakout rooms close for everyone. 30 more seconds. And then we're going to move on to announcing the awards. So, yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to give Manav a shout out for doing arranging this. You guys are doing a great job given the circumstances. I know EOH is such a big attraction, and for you to pull this off virtually is a big deal.
Thank you so much. That means a lot to me as well as the whole of EOH team. So thank you once again. But yeah, I think everyone is here. I think the breakout rooms have closed. So I think we can move on to last few words from the judges and them announcing the awards as well. So you guys have the floor now.
Manav, do you have a particular order you would like us to announce them in?
I think we could start from the third place. Makes it more exciting, I guess.
Okay. You want me to do you want to handle?
Yeah, let's. Before we start, I think all the presentations were great. I think you were onto interesting problems. So congratulations, everyone. It wasn't easy for me and Daniel to pick the three, but we based that off some criteria that we had come up with. So congratulations to all. Daniel, the way I was thinking we do it, I can you can announce the third and first, and I'll go for the second. So you're up first.
All right, sounds good. And I would echo everything Kapil just said. I think everybody, well done. It's he said 2020 was a strange year, and it's great to see that students are still working on things, still trying to start companies, still innovating, and still, just like trying to do EOH for the first time virtual. So props to everyone for that. So team 3, like Kapil also said, rounding out the top 3 was a bit difficult. But for third place, we picked coin funding. We were impressed with the detail and the innovation in regards to using SMS to as a user interface for the customers, and going after this sort of maybe underserved market
and the attention to detail on all various factors. We went with Nasadia as second place. So congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations for first place. We thought the first place team had the most well-rounded and detailed presentation of all. They took time to address all the different aspects of the business, from the technology to sales and marketing strategies and distribution channels, as well as having an innovative product. And first place is Vuex.
Thank you so much. I'm very happy to hear that.
Thank you so much for announcing the awards, and congratulations to all the winning teams. I will be following up with all of you in the next week with the details of going about the award and giving it to you guys. So be on the lookout for that email. But thank you so much to Kapil and Daniel once again. We really appreciate your time and taking out and just giving this advice, feedback, and judging these startups today. So thank you once again. Thank you to
Manav. One more thing. I know some of you were trying to reach out to me and Daniel, but the time was pretty short. I could just talk to a couple of you guys. If you were looking for some input or feedback from me, you can always reach out on LinkedIn or reach out to Manav, and he can tell you how to get in touch with us.
Yeah, definitely. If that's the case, feel free to. I'm sure you should be able to find Daniel or Kapil on LinkedIn, but even feel free to reach out to me, and I'd be happy to connect you guys. And yeah, now I just put it in the chat as well, so that's perfect. Again, thank you so much for everyone who came today and took out the time. And yeah, be on the lookout for the email to the winning teams. And thank you, Kapil and Daniel.
Cool.
I hope everyone has a great day, and see you soon.
Thank you.
Everyone.
Bye.
Bye.